Hello everyone, in this issue of Motive Garage we're stripping down JET200's engine to make some modifications so that it's badder, stronger, better. Let's go. Now, it's been a long time between drinks for our long-serving project car JET200. For those that haven't been watching our channel for a long time, essentially the car did what we wanted it to do in 2015 at World Time Attack and became the quickest S-chassis open class car. The record's since been beaten, but that doesn't really faze us too much until now. In 2017, we decided to do a VE head conversion and essentially overhaul the entire turbo setup and inlet setup by the guys at Hypertune, and Matt from Redsun did a VE head conversion. And this is where the problem and what led to now started. I decided I wanted to keep the same bottom end in the car with a GTIR oil pump, thought it would do the job. Matt said, yeah, it probably won't. Let's put the VE head on and see what happens. And he was right. The GTIR oil pump couldn't provide enough oil pressure for the VE system in the head for it to activate correctly, and we had a few issues. Now, you're probably thinking, why didn't we just throw a VE pump on it? Well, it's what everyone else probably would have done, or dry sumped it, but the guys from Nitto Performance Engineering said, we're creating a new billet SR oil pump that will work on all SR20s. Do you want to wait for that? Initially, that was going to be a few months. That turned into 2 years, and we kind of pushed the car to the side while we concentrated on other things. Now we have the Nitto billet oil pump, and Matt has said, let's do this engine properly. So if we have to pull it apart to change the oil pump, we might as well change a few other issues that this engine's going to have when we push for big power, and that is that the standard main caps don't really last after 450 kilowatts, especially in circuit applications. So what are we going to do? We're going to reinforce the bottom end even further. We'll probably give it a quick freshen up as well and get it back in the car and go hunting for that open class S chassis lap record once again. Well, the head's off and Matt's going to do a separate inspection on that and make sure it's all good. The bottom end now needs to be completely disassembled. Every single last nut, bolt, fitting, everything, so it can go to the machine shop. So, got to flip it upside down, get the sump off, then get the pulley off, get the pump off, get the crank out, all apart, ready to go away and get done. Let's do it. Now it's time to remove the thing that started this entire snowball effect for JET200, and that is the GTIR oil pump. These pumps are fantastic because they're the strongest SR20 factory pump because they have a thicker gear inside, but they just didn't have the flow or the pressure that we required to activate the VE solenoid and then obviously switch over to the big camshaft. So that's where we had the issue. This is what started the snowball effect. Good pump, but just wrong application. So that's my fault there, I reckon, for wanting to stick with this because I liked it, but yeah, nothing wrong with it. Probably put it in something else. Well, here is one of the things that makes an SR20 an SR20, and that is a timing chain. I have never seen one break personally, but they do say change it every 200,000 Ks. This one's done however many Ks it's done since we built this engine, so it'll be right to use again. But that's one of the great benefits of the SR20 is the timing chain, as opposed to a timing belt. Timing belts can stretch, snap, jump teeth a lot easier than what a chain can, so yeah, they're pretty good. One of the things that makes an SR20 an SR20. Now we're at that part of the teardown that is the reason we even did the teardown, and that is because we're replacing these, the factory main caps. Why? Well, they're weak. They've got a hole in the middle, and that's a fracture point. So everyone has a different theory of when they break, but for Time Attack, which is pretty hard on the engine, they generally break at about 550 horsepower, sometimes less. Now, when we started this build originally, there was only one option. That was to buy billet main caps and then buy a separate billet girdle for the car. We had a JHH Hypertune one ready to go, as well as the billet main caps ready to go. But now we've decided that we're going to do something a little bit more crazy. So on that note, cue the music. We're going to do this. Look at that. It's even got our name on it. Hello, Herman. This is the new Platinum Racing Products SR20 integrated main cap, girdle and brace all in one. Essentially, it did what we already had, was going to do, just better.
Better.
Stronger, betterer.
Better, much better.
I'll let you say more. What are we telling the viewers? So the main cap, rather than be separate, is integrated, so we don't get any walk, like impossibility of any walk. Like the RB one, this ties into the pan rail.
Yep.
And this is what? This is the first one going into an SR20? Second one? First one?
No, well look, we've done a whole batch of them now. There's lots of engine builds getting done with them. We had done some testing, but I don't know how quickly you're going to get this engine together. It looks like it's going to happen pretty quickly. Just slap that on there.
Obviously it needs to be bolted down, but...
It needs to be hit on there because the cap registers will sort of sink in, but pretty good. Obviously a little bit of machining to be done.
That's normal. The engine is going to a machine shop from here. It's going after Duncan Foster. We've got to get obviously tunnel bored when we use this because we're going to have different main studs and things like that. And it pulls down differently. So we're going to obviously tighten this up without a crank. They'll tunnel bore it. We're actually going to put new pistons in it while we're at it. So we've got to get a bit of honing done. So it's going to the machine shop anyway, but that should be pretty cool. That's probably what's stronger than the block, really. So. Well,
look, it'll eliminate any block twist. I mean, all blocks twist. To what degree? It's a bit hard without a block testing video.
You mean the twisting? You mean the twisting rig you've already made, and we're going to do a video of soon? That one, yeah.
Rig, yeah. But we eliminate main cap walk completely. It's a nice, soft material compared to your billet main cap, for example. It absorbs all the energy and shock, dissipates it through the pan rails. It's just a better solution. Even as far as detonating is concerned, your engine theoretically should take more of it before showing signs.
There's not going to be any detonation, mate, all right? We tune properly.
Yeah, well, you never know. You can put some bad fuel in it.
So there we go. There we have it. We are testing the PRP SR20 integrated main cap, brace, girdle, all in one. Sick. Nice shorts, by the way. Well, that's JET200's SR20 stripped down, ready to go to Duncan Foster to get the machine work done. Overall, pretty happy with the condition that the engine came out. The Nitto 2.2 litre stroker kit, the crank rods and pistons have been in this car since 2011, and just looking at them you can see perfect condition, which means the tune's good and the car was built really well. We are going to replace a couple of things in the bottom end to freshen it up. We're probably going to put new rings and we're probably going to put new pistons into the thing, the latest design from Nitto, because these obviously are 8 or 9 years old. Rods will stay the same, crank will stay the same, we'll go new bearings, we're going to hone the block, we're going to tunnel bore it so that it suits this brace, and we're also going to do some machine work for the thrust bearings as well. But we're going to show you all that in the next episode, Motive Garage.